everybody, I'm Talon Trainer. Now today we'll be looking at another one of my deck lists. I actually am surprised this deck list actually worked, because yesterday I had another tournament, like a Pokemon card game tournament, and this deck right here, this deck actually got second place in the juniors and seniors division. Now yes, I'm a senior in the division, all that, yes, but I'm just so surprised, because I just mashed this deck together in the morning. And I just called it good. So yeah, this deck is a Darkrai deck, as in the Darkrai GX. So he's gonna be like our main attacker, and we're just gonna see like a lot of good deck strategies and combos that are based around him, getting him in the discard pile. And I'll show you that, because first we're gonna go to the Pokemon. So I'll see you guys in a second. So just hang tight. I just gotta place these down and complete. So now I've got the Pokemon placed. So let's start off with our main attacker and our big guy, Darkrai GX. Now, why you want to put in the discard pile? Well, it's pretty simple. You're going to want to use that ability, Restoration, because whenever he's in the discard pile, and you also have a dark energy in it, you can basically put him and that dark energy onto the bench. So basically, he's back on the field, and he gets an energy right away, so you can still attach another energy onto him. And just to tell you the number, we're going to be running 4 of these guys, which is, I know it's a little surprising, but yeah, I mean, I want to run the most of Darkrai's. Yeah, I want to run a lot of Darkrai's in this deck. But okay, now moving on. Our next is going to be 1 Tapu Lele GX. And yeah, this is basically every deck is going to have these cards, and they're like the best card in the game right now. Because you got that Wonder Tag, you got that Energy Drive, and you got that GX move, which you're not going to use in the deck because you don't have any Psychic energies. But it's still, without the GX move, it's still a pretty good card. So I mean, yeah, it's just But moving on, we have next card is 2 of these Absols. Now these Absols are very impressive cards, I think, especially because that second attack, Doom News, because basically you put those 2 energies attached to it back in your hand, and next turn the defending Pokemon is automatically knocked out. That's just basically why I put it in the deck, in case there's a super big guy I can't kill. So I'm just like, okay, I'll put in Absol, Doom News. So yeah, next turn you're screwed. So yeah, so I'm adding 2 of these guys just cause they're cool. They're good cards. But yeah, there we go. All right, now moving on, we have I wouldn't call him like a slug or something, but he's like a bad card, but he's an amazing card actually. It is Mag Cargo. We're running 2 of these big guys. And you know why we're running 2 of these big guys? Well, because of that ability, Smooth Over. It allows you to search your deck for any cards, shuffle your deck, and put that card you search for on top of your deck. And we're going to be doing that. And there's another card in this deck that's going to combo out with that. Actually, if like 2 cards. And I'll get to that later, but basically everyone puts them into that deck for this ability. They put him in a deck, yeah, for basically that ability. Yeah, it's like the only reason you'd need Magcargo. His attack's not that good, but yeah. Next, you're gonna want two Slugmas in the deck. Now, why two? Well, actually, it's pretty simple. Why? Because you got 2 Magcargos. It'd just be silly not to run 2 Slugmas. Because I mean, and plus, this is the only playable Slugma right now for me, at least. So yeah, because there's nothing really special about it, you just play it for the my cargo and stuff. But yeah, so moving on. Now our next card is 2 Sableyes with the Excavate ability, and here's how the combo with Magcargo works. So if I have both these on my bench, I use Smooth Over for my cargo. Search for, I don't know, like a Darkrai or a Dark Energy. If I have one or the other in the discard pile, then I Excavate, looking at the top card of my deck. Then if I want to, I can discard that card. And I'm gonna discard that card. So Yeah, it's pretty simple. So like I smooth over for a Darkrai, and then I excavate, discarding the Darkrai. And I already have an energy, so I can just restoration, bam, on the bench with one energy already. So it's just this is what the combo, one of the cards, there's still one more card, but not a Pokemon card, that Cargo in this deck combos out with. But we'll get to that later. But now we gotta go to our final Pokemon of the deck, which is three Cacneys. Now, why is three little Cacneys, you may ask? Is because of its ability, Poison Payback. See, this card you're pretty much gonna want to you're gonna want to let it die, of course, because of its ability. You poison the opponent, and then you can like bring up Darkrai and just dead end GX. So basically, this is a combo with Darkrai. It's kind of like an Absol combo, but it works faster. Like, I don't wait a turn, I immediately knock it out. Because that dead end GX, its effect is where if my opponent's active Pokemon is affected by a special condition, that Pokemon is automatically knocked out. So it's a pretty fun Pokemon, I'd say. But so yeah, this is our Pokemon. See, yeah, I forgot the number, but yes, actually it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So we basically have 16 Pokemon in the deck exactly. So now here's the rest of the deck, and we're just gonna get to the items next. Now, just hang tight a sec. Be right back. Here we have our items. Now, we don't have a lot of items, but I mean, I think it might be a lot. But anyways, here's our first item, and here's the other card that actually combos out with my cargo. Three acro bikes. Now, why acro bikes? Well, I mean, they they discard cards. That's what you want in a Darkrai deck, I think, if you want to discard that Darkrai real bad. So it's simple. You basically just smooth over, put my cargo on top, and put Darkrai on top, earn energy, then Acrobite. Look at the top two cards, discard one card, you keep the other. Well, then just discard Darkrai, you keep the other, and you basically get that card you discarded back, so you get to keep both. It's a win-win. But yeah, so now we got Acrobike finished, and now I don't think there's any more combos. Oh, wait a minute, there is. Well, I guess let's move on to that combo card. We got some Ultra Balls now. Ultra Ball is a simple card. You discard two cards, you get a Pokemon out of it. So, but how can this card combo with Darkrai? Oh, oh yeah. Oh, that's right. That's how. You basically discard an energy and Darkrai, and then you can just get that Pokemon you wanted. Like, let's say maybe a Slugma or Magcargo or Sableye, and then you can just get Darkrai right into the bench with an energy, and then attach an energy on a Darkrai for turn. So now we have no more combos. Like, I don't think so. I'm pretty sure we don't have any more combos. So yeah, let's move on. Our next card is gonna be two choice bands. Now you don't want to be running too many choice bands, but the deck it does slow damage, but it can still do some damage. Like, yeah, so like with some GXs that are like 200 HP, they're gonna it's gonna take a little longer for you to kill them, but you'll possibly still kill them. Or sorry, I don't know why I say that. I mean knock out. You don't kill them, you knock them out. And so yeah, Choice Band's a simple card. It's basically a muscle band if you played back in the old days with Furious Fists, like I did. I haven't played for 3 years. Um, anyways, yeah, we got just two choice bands. Simple card, simple thing, usual. Alright, but now we got those guys out of the way. Our next card is going to be two field blowers. Now you're basically going to put these guys in just to, get rid of stuff you don't like a Shrine of Punishment. That's going to be a real problem. Because with Field Blower, you can get rid of like two stadiums or two tools, like Choice Band, or one stadium and one tool and stuff. So yeah, and if like say you got a choice band on your enemy has a choice band on their like let's say I don't know Glaceon and you don't like that Glaceon and they also have a Shrine of Punishment in place. You can just Field Blower, get rid of that Shrine of Punishment, and get rid of that Choice Band. So yeah, simple card, simple use. Now we've got Switch, and one switch, and it basically explains itself. You switch your Pokemon. No. I mean, you don't. Both the trainers don't like switch Pokemon. It's not like a trade card. It's like I switch my active Pokemon with a benched Pokemon. So yeah, I'm nothing terrible. Like you don't trade. It's just again simple card, simple use. Now we've got Rescue Stretcher, and I'd say this card certainly does rescue stuff, because it has two effects, and you can only choose one of those effects. One of them is the first one is where you put a Pokemon from your discard pile into your hand. The second one is shuffle 3 Pokemon from your discard pile into your deck. And yeah, it's just simple cards, simple use. The name basically explains itself. It rescues Pokemon. And now, finally, our final item is an energy Lodo. Just to help you get those energies out, like, I don't have an energy in my hand. I need an energy just to power up Darkrai. 2 energies. He's got 2 energies already on him. I just need 1 more energy, and he's ready to attack. Well, I can energy Lodo. Look at the top 7 of my cards, of my deck cards. Not my hand. Look at the top 7 cards of my deck, and take one. And if any of them are an energy, I can take that energy and put it in my hand. So I'm like, sweet. Now just attack, return, and attack, attack. So yeah, it's all our items out of the way. Let's move on to supporters. So I'll just see you guys in a second. Hang tight. Place this here, then that there. Okay, now we've got the supporters all done. Let's take a look at what we've got here in the deck. So our first card is going to be 2 Guzmas. Now, Guzma, again, like the items, he's a simple card, simple use. You basically just play him. But you and your opponent switch your Pokemon. Again, not trade. You just switch with one of your benched. But you get to choose what your opponent puts up as their new active and stuff. People say, and if you're new to the game, people will say stuff like, okay, I'm gonna Guzma up your, like, Torchic or something. Yeah, they'll say, like, I'm gonna Guzma up. Yeah, it makes sense once you start playing the game. But anyways, yeah, we got the big boy out of the way. Now we've got the little girl. Now we've got this girl, Lily. We're going to need 2 of these lilies, and again, it's just a simple card. You draw cards from your hand until you draw cards from your deck until you have 6 cards in your hand. But if this is your first turn, you draw cards from your deck until you have 8 cards. So, like, say I've got 2 cards in my hand. One of those cards is a lily. It's like my 5th turn. So I'm gonna play a lily. I get to draw 5 cards. So it's a really good card nowadays. Because at first, whenever this set with Lily first came out, no one really used her. But now that all the X and Y sets are expanded, people are really starting to use Lily, and I'm actually kind of happy for Lily, because she looks so brave and stuff. Like, she looks so courageous and brave. She looks so, yeah. But now we're going to be moving on to the rulers of the game. Judge. 2 judges. And if you guys played back in the old days, like, if you're experienced players, like, played back in X and Y, these guys are basically just new ends. But instead of the number of prize cards, it's just 4 cards automatically. So yeah, again, simple card. Each player shuffles their hand into their deck and draws 4 cards as their new hand. And yeah, but anyways, now for our next card is 1 Cynthia. Now, why Cynthia? Well, it's basically a judge, but for yourself. Cynthia basically just you only shuffle your hand into your deck and draw 6 cards. It's like, but just still run judges in case your opponent has a good hand. You want to get rid of it. But yeah, again, simple cards. Now, onto our next card. Is a little difficult, I think. One Professor Kukui. And yes, I don't want to show off, but this is a full art Kukui. So he's a little difficult card actually. So you draw 2 cards from the top of your deck when you play him, and you what was it? Oh yeah, now all of your Pokemon, their attacks will now do 20 more damage until the end of your turn. So pretty much every deck that attacks runs this guy. Like they run at least one, but yeah. Yeah, I've run one Professor Kakui and never had doubts about it because yeah, he's always there when I need him. But now moving on, we've got one Copycat. And Copycat is kind of like a Cynthia and an N mixed together. So it's just you. You are the only one who shuffles your hand, in your deck. But you draw cards till you have the same number of cards as your opponent. Because I've used this card and it's working out great before. It's worked out great for. Because like one time, my opponent was running a Rayquaza GX deck. They just used Tempest, where they now had 10 cards in their hand. I used Copycat. Now I shuffled my hand in my deck, and now I had 10 cards in my hand. It was just crazy, and it was good. It was fun. I just like, yes, I love this. But now we're gonna have a card that she can help sometimes. One Olivia. Now Olivia, she's just gonna help you. I don't know, get those. She's just gonna help you. I don't know, like just get those GXs, get those GXs, get those GXs. I say get those GXs. Yes, that's like what she does. You search your deck for 2 GXs. She gives you GXs. It's simple card, yeah. Now we've got, but now yeah, Olivia's out of the way. The crazy Olivia. Ugh. We've got one Lucamine. And again, yes, it is a full art Lucamine. I don't want to brag. I don't want to brag. But now, Lucamine, she's a little complicated card. She's like the field blower. I can pick, like, from my discard pile, I can bring back either 2 other supporters from my discard pile, besides the one I used, besides the Lucamine I used. I can bring back 2 supporters that I already used in my discard pile, or I can pick like 2 stadiums in my discard pile, or I can pick like 1 stadium and 1 supporter out of my discard pile and put them into my hand. So she's a little she's like in between difficult and simple and stuff. But now we've got Acerola, the not the very nice lady. Yes, the nice lady. She's simple. Like you just any Pokemon you have with damage counters on them. Like if I've got like 2 Pokemon with damage counters on them, I can pick one of those Pokemon and put that Pokemon back and all cards attached to it back into my hand. So yeah, she's just like a save card. Like she just saves your Pokemon from complete anarchy. But yeah, so that's all of our supporters except for one guy. One guy that just helps you out. He really helps you out with energies. And it's the fisherman. One fisherman, in fact. Because, I mean, yeah, it's nice to get back energies, but I mean, you have 4 Darkrais, so you can just get back energies with Darkrai. So it's a simple card. You just get back, but actually it's not a simple card. I don't know why I said that. But it's easy to use. He's basically like another Darkrai, but he's not a Pokemon. He's a supporter. You put 4 energies from your discard pile into your hand. And yes, now that you guys have figured this out, pretty much a ton of cards get you back stuff from the discard pile in this deck. But that is supporters out of the way. Now, to finish off the video, we're gonna finish off with the energies and stadiums. That's our last cards we're gonna do. So, but yeah, that's gonna be simple. So it's hang tight, and I'll get back to you in a second. So I'll see you guys in a sec. This down, and this down. Now we've got our energies and stadiums. So let's start off with our first two stadiums. We've got two altars of the moon. Now why altars of the moon? Well, just because to help you retreat. Any Pokemon that have both mine's and my opponent's, or yours and your opponent, have any psychic or dark energies, I could just their retreat cost is -2 now, -2 energies. So yeah, I've got a Pokemon retreat cost of 2 energies, and I need to retreat him so bad, and I've got Alter of the Moon, and I've got a dark energy on him. I could just retreat him for free, no energies lost. So it's a good card in the deck if you really need to retreat something. And basically all of your Pokemon at least have their best is 2 retreat costs. But here we go. Now we've got as our next Pokemon, not Pokemon, Stadium, Lysander Labs. Now why Lysander Labs, you asked? Well, he's basically just there to disable, or it's there to disable all of yours and your opponent's tools. I mostly use it to disable my opponent's tools, and it's just every time I use it, I usually use it when I don't have a tool on my Pokemon, but my opponent does. Or I can just use it to get rid of like a Shrine of Punishment I don't like, then I don't have Field Blower in hand. But yeah, and just to finish off the video, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 dark energies. So that is it for the video. I hope you liked this video, and if you try to make this deck list and you liked it, please leave it in the comments down below. And I don't know what I'll be doing for my next video, but I am thinking about it. I am really hard to think about it really hard. But I hope I can make more videos. If you like this video and you want to see me making more deck lists, please hit a like button and just punch that subscribe button and because this whole time I've been totally winging it. Get it? I don't know why I said that though, but anyways, thank you for watching. I hope you like this video, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye. See you guys.